Jamaica is on the brink. Crime is soaring. Tourism is in chaos. And the political blame game has never been fiercer. But is this crisis a failure of leadership, a decades-old political curse, or something far more explosive? Welcome to the fiery battleground of Jamaican politics, where the punches are verbal, but the stakes, they couldn't be higher. Hey, patriotic internet friends and family, welcome back to the channel. In this video, today we dive into the escalating clash between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and opposition leader Mark Golding, a saga of crime, tourism, and of course PNPism. You don't want to miss this political thriller. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more juicy updates on Jamaica's political and social scene. Welcome all patriotic Jamaicans. The movement continues. Make we get into it now. Let's kick it off. Jamaica's political drama, Holness versus Golding, crime, tourism, and the blame game. Jamaica at a crossroads, rising crime and the blame game. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has a new catchphrase, PNPism. At a Manchester rally, he blamed the opposition People's National Party, PNP, for Jamaica's breakdown in respect for authority and institutions. This, he says, has fueled crime and lawlessness over decades. Stats alert. Between January and March 2024, Jamaica saw 323 complaints of police misconduct. Meanwhile, Manchester alone recorded a 16.2% increase in murders this year, sparking public outcry. But Holness didn't stop at pointing fingers. He praised his Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, government for tripling the national security budget since 2016 and investing in police modernization. It's not perfect, but it's better now than under the PNP, he declared confidently. Golding fires back. Opposition leader Mark Golding wasn't having it. While Holness was calling out the past, Golding zeroed in on the present. Unrest in Jamaica's tourism sector. Strikes by resort workers at Excellence, Oyster Bay, Royal Tanny Grill, and Ibero Star have exposed a simmering crisis of low wages, poor job security, and high cost of living. Golding's fiery report: this isn't PNPism, it's poor governance. Plain and simple. Tourism strikes and public anger. The tourism crisis. March 2024 will be remembered as the month Jamaican tourism workers hit their boiling point. Mark Golding accused the tourism minister of neglecting the workforce and slammed Holness for passing the buck instead of taking responsibility for 9 years of failure. Striking workers protested against low wages, unpaid overtime, and terrible working conditions. Golding urged the government to form a joint council to resolve the crisis, labeling the situation a betrayal of Jamaica's famed hospitality. But can the government fix these systematic problems, or will Jamaica's tourism jewel lose its luster? Political fireworks. Holness doubles down. Despite the unrest, Holness remains focused on crime and governance. He insists his administration has made strides in police reform and that patience is required to see results. He envisions a future where Jamaicans trust the police and vice versa. We want to ensure every officer respects citizens citizens, and every citizen respects the law. But Golding isn't letting up. He demands immediate action, from worker protections to an overhaul of tourism policies. His parting shot: Jamaica deserves better than excuses and blame shifting. Shots fired. Will Holness's focus on crime and security win back public trust, or will Golding's rallying cry for accountability tip the scales? One thing is clear: Jamaica is watching, and so are we. Here's a summary of the key points. 1. Holness's PNPism accusation blames opposition for systematic breakdown in respect for law and order. 2. Tourism workers strikes. Mark Golding attributes the unrest to neglect and poor governance. 3. Crime stats speaks volumes. Holness touts reduce crime rates since 2016, but faces public skepticism. 4. Golding's call for action demands a joint council to tackle systematic issues in tourism. Will Holness's investments in security pay off? Can Golding's solution restore stability in the tourism sector? Stay tuned to find out. Here are some questions that you might have, along with potential answers to address your concerns. Question number 1. Why does crime seem out of control despite increased government spending on national security? Answer. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has claimed that his government has tripled the national security budget since 2016, focusing on modernizing the police force with better equipment, technology, and training. Despite these efforts, crime statistics tell a mixed story. While murders are down by 20% nationally, other categories of violent crimes, such as shootings in Manchester, are up 12%. The issue runs deeper than funding. It's about systematic cultural changes. Holness blames the opposition People's National Party, PNP, for what he calls PNPism, which he says erodes respect for authority over decades. However, critics argue that more tangible results are needed, and pointing fingers doesn't solve the current problems. Question number 2. Are tourism workers' strikes a sign of poor governance? Answer. Mark Golding, leader of the opposition, believes so. He attributes the unrest to years of neglect in addressing workers' needs, such as low wages, unpaid overtime, and poor living conditions. Strikes at major resorts like Excellence, Oyster Bay, and Royal Tandy Grill have highlighted deep systematic issues in the sector. Golding has called for the establishment of a joint council to foster dialogue between workers, hotel operators, and the government. He also criticized the administration for failing to prioritize workers' rights, labeling their response as dismissive and inadequate. Question number 3. Why do Jamaicans feel there's a lack of trust between citizens and the police? Answer. A historical breakdown in mutual respect between citizens and law enforcement has left a lasting impact. Holness refers to this as a legacy of PNPism, suggesting that previous administrations cultivated a culture of disrespect for authority. Efforts to rebuild trust have included reforms in police training and increasing the size of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. However, with 323 complaints against the police reported in just the first 3 months of 2024, including cases of assault and unprofessional conduct, progress has been slow. Citizens are still waiting to see meaningful everyday improvements in how police interact with the public. Question number 4. Is the government ignoring workers' issues in the tourism sector? Answer: the strikes have brought national attention to long-standing grievances among tourism workers. Golding has accused the government of turning a blind eye to these issues, which have festered over the past 9 years. The Ministry of Tourism has faced criticism for failing to implement solutions that address workers' immediate needs, such as better wages and reliable transportation. Golding also emphasized that blaming the PNP for unrest is a tactic to deflect accountability rather than addressing the systematic problems plaguing the sector. Question number 5. Is there a plan to fix these issues, or is this just political theater? Answer: both sides offer solutions, but their priorities differ. Holness is focused on long-term investments in security infrastructure and law enforcement, emphasizing that these changes take time to yield visible results. Golding, on the other hand, is pushing for immediate action, particularly in the tourism sector. His proposal for a joint council reflects a desire for constructive dialogue and worker-centered solutions. However, critics argue that both parties are more focused on blaming each other than collaborating to solve Jamaica's pressing challenges. I hope these questions and answers not only address your potential concerns, but also kept you engaged by balancing current frustrations with actionable insights. Now let's get into my reaction, my breakdown, and commentary. Here's the major issue we may have with this whole blame shifting, blame game, constantly a point finger at each other. It actually puts Jamaica nowhere. That is why Jamaica is stuck and can't progress forward. And as above, so below. So the leaders of both political parties who are at the top, their mindset of blaming each other now trickle down to the followers. And now followers on both sides are gonna just constantly a point finger and a blame each other just the same. So intellectually now, the mindset of the followers of both parties, they now grow because they are stuck in say, oh, your party did do that, so here what? Nothing wrong if my party do it too, cause I wanna do it first. Or your party did in there for how much years and wanna never fix it, so how no expect my party to fix it in only 2 terms. That's the mindset which keeps the followers in stagnation, keeps the leaders in stagnation. As a result, Jamaica is stuck in a stagnant state. Now, don't make none of that go over your head now, Understand what me just said a while ago. It boils down to mindset. Instead of holding leaders accountable and responsible for their inability of actually making Jamaica a better and safer place for its citizens, we're stuck in a perpetual loop of just blaming each other. And when a man in opposition, he will say anything and do anything for getting a power. We watch that show here already. We see this movie before. PM Holness did the same thing when he was in opposition. Make a lot of bold statements, and 2 terms later, nothing gets done. Jamaican people kind of tired and fed up at the entire politics there, where promises are not kept. No significant effort is made to make Jamaica a better and safer place for its citizens. So, go figure. Alright, so we can see PM Holness I blame the PNP for Jamaica's crime problem. Well, he claims that the reason why there is lawlessness and there is a lack of respect for law and order and authority is because of the PNP. No, I don't know how accurate that is, but what I do know is it is both parties' job to always leave the country better than how they can see it. It's that simple. So now you in a power for 2 terms, and your job to fix that problem once and for all. You don't get the courtesy to know a blame shift and a point fingers and I say, oh, a PNP caused this, but you in there for 2 terms. So your job to solve it, you in there for 2016. So you brag about the money where you spend on the security force, which is needed. But at the same time, you still, as the Prime Minister, you not solve Jamaica's crime problem, and you actively seek re-election for your 3rd term. For what? What you mean? Things take time and patience. It doesn't work like that. You see, the problem is we know we can't fix and solve the crime problem. The thing is, why we don't want to fix it? So this time and patience where you ask we forgive you so things can implement and show results over time. Time run out long time. Time run out from like the past 30-20 years ago. A full time now, one of the 2 parties step up and actually be serious and stop pointing finger at each other, cause that's all the 2 of them do. A point finger upon the next one, say, oh, you never do this, you never solve crime either. So who are you if you talk to me? That's all they do back and forth consistently. It's almost like it's a deliberate game where 2 of them are play, because you can actually see that none of them not care about actually solving Jamaica's crime problem. Not one or 2 parties them not interested. The other side of the blame game, now we see Marky G a blame PM Holness for the tourism sector meltdown with the workers and the owners of the hotel. Marky G said the government is not standing with the Jamaican workers them and I defend them as the government rightfully should. You must always stand with your people and for your people. But instead, that's not the case. I'm not sure if Edmund Bartlett has addressed the issue up to this point. Maybe he hasn't here, so I can't comment on Ed Bartlett's side. But what I do know is both parties go in and out of government, So, Holness in there for 2 terms now. Marky G say, you should have been fixed this problem. 9 years now, you did and you know fix this problem. And then you know the labor right them all say, well, Marky G, you did in there too and you never solve it. Not him specifically, his administration, whether under PG or under Portia. Because Marky G no get the prestigious title of PM yet. You see me? Election the near and the people them tired of Holness. So Marky G have a very strong and good chance of being Jamaica's next Prime Minister. However, the blame game where the 2 of them love play, it's really annoying. I'm not lie. Because guess what? Marky G I go in there and him still now go fix the tourism sector between the workers and these foreign companies who come to Jamaica come set up business and now pay the workers them good and now treat the workers them good because the government now stand with their people. You understand? However, it is the responsibility of the citizens of the country to hold your government accountable, especially in circumstances like these. Can remember, we same ones I work at the hotel, local Jamaicans, So we need to hold them accountable and I say, Sir Bartlett, wagwan ya so you know see wagwan, the people them not treat we good. You can't depend on the government for come save you. No, you have to save yourself. So I actually support the workers striking. Cause you have to stand up for your rights. Don't make nobody will come from one next country come and treat you like you're a slave. Slavery done a long time. Not because somebody come to your country, come open big hotel business. It does mean that these people actually like your type of people, Because more importantly, you don't look like them. You see me? So don't expect them to have any love or compassionate towards you. Then just come to your country to set up business and make a ton of money. You think I care about providing jobs for local Jamaicans? No, it's a business and these people are treated as a business. I don't know, friend thing. So the workers them have to just move accordingly. So we don't know the terms and the conditions implications of the deals and the contract negotiation between the government and these companies. Because remember, say, all of this tourism sector as it relates to the hotel that fall under Ed Bartlett's portfolio as the Minister of Tourism or any tourism minister who is in power. So we don't know what kind of negotiation went on, and what we can tell from the past is that both JLP and PNP are bad at negotiating and making good deals where actually benefit the country and the people. Both of them fail miserably at that. But not every politician has a nationalist mindset or a patriotic mindset. So they don't have the backbone there. They don't have the spine to actually stand up to these people where probably not look like them and say, oh, look, this is how it all works. If you want to come into my country and set up hotel, I welcome you, but these are the terms and conditions you are going to have to follow if you want the business in my country. You will not treat my people like this and like that, and you will pay my people well. You will provide transportation, and you will provide this and that for them. You have to respect my citizens. You can't come into my country and not disrespect my citizens. It doesn't work like that. That's how a real leader would talk and address these people in these meetings in a very diplomatic way. And you exercise that diplomacy. But what do I know? I'm no expert. I'm not a tourism minister. I'm just a C student where we're not too bright and we're not too dunce. But what we do have is common sense. Then again, common sense is not that common. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates and check out our other videos on Jamaica's political and social scene. Your support keeps us going. Comment below with your thoughts on who's got it right. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the drama shaping Jamaica's future. See you in the next one. One love, Jamaica.